government continues to bring hope to young people in the country.
The belief that as a nation that we cannot achieve anything meaningful without the elevation of our young people.
Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Leslie Ann Johnson Cornwall. The beginning of a new arrangement for young people employed in government ministries and departments. More than 400 new Imani participants are now registered under the Hope Employment Agency and have signed a Memorandum of Understanding during the project's launch on Tuesday at the Grenada Youth Center. The 18-month pilot program offers further training and permanent employment. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell says it is a testament to the fact that government will continue to support the nation's youth.
This occasion today, sisters and brothers, is a testament to the belief that as a nation that we cannot achieve anything meaningful without the elevation of our young people, who realistically make up the majority of our population. Our decision years ago to embark on and subsequently expand this Imani program was also rooted in that belief, as well as in the belief that we had to take drastic measures if we are to truly end the era of hopelessness among our young people.
Dr. Mitchell says having been patient and supportive of the government during the structural adjustment program, it is time that they are rewarded.
While we traverse the structural adjustment program that limits us from correcting some fundamental problems in the system, I have committed myself and the government to do the following: to move immediately and make sure those we call Imani workers who are producing excellent work in the service must be paid accordingly to the service that they're delivering. Because the next thing you still call them Imani, and someone would say you're paying Imani more than permanent workers. I do not believe in the name calling. You know what I believe in? Pay the man or the woman based on his performance.
The Hope beneficiaries include those on the Sister Isle and will see an increase in their stipend and time allotted for vacation leave. The program is expected to commence immediately. The Ministry of Education says it is pleased with the performance of students in the 6th year of the CPEA exams. 1,913 students wrote the external component and 1,724 of them were successful. This represents a 90.1% pass rate when compared with last year's pass rate of 88%. Details from Annette Moore.
We have seen a national mean this year of 69.46. When you compare that to last year's 62.23, you're seeing there we had quite an improvement this year in CPEA.
Peters George says there is improvement throughout the various subject areas, particularly science and language, with a slight decline in mathematics.
Language arts moved from a 64.50 from a 55.86 to a 64.50 in 2017.
She commended teachers and students for the improved results this year.
On behalf of the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and the Environment, extend sincere congratulations to all of the candidates who would have written the 2017 CPA examination.
This year, 189 students were retained at the primary school level, a decrease from 232 in 2016.
I also want to say to those those who have not been successful in the 2017 CPA, those of you with another chance, make sure that you utilize it to the fullest so that come 2018, definitely you can secure a place at a secondary school.
What is noticeable is the large number of males, 146, in comparison to 43 females comprising this group.
So I think as a country, we definitely have to look at what is happening with our boys. What is it that is, preventing them from being as successful as our girls are read the CPA examination? And you would see that in every component of the exam. If you look at the science, you look at the math, you look at the language, the civics, all of the components, when you compare it, you would see a significant difference in performance when you compare the male and the female.
Keeping in line with the transfer protocol previously outlined by the ministry, transfer forms can be accessed online or at the student's primary school, filled out and submitted electronically or left at the school, where it will be collected.
Parents must be reminded as well that the deadline really for transfer requests is June 30th, and thereafter we would ensure that information is disseminated to the parents as to whether or not they were successful or so in their transfer request.
Peters George urges parents to ensure that they are within the transfer criteria before applying. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Water up to my belly. Mattress floating, furniture floating, even the TV set floated for a while.
My sneakers were floating just like boats.
Floods. They can happen so suddenly. What can you do?
Listen, when I saw the portable toilet from the construction site up the road float by, and I realized that all that stuff was in the water.
Floods. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. What can you do to help stop flooding? Keep drains and wells clean and unblocked. Find out lots more about floods and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SEDERA.
A workshop aimed at providing employers with the necessary tools and guidance for effective social dialogue took place on the island on Tuesday. Details from Janelle Hamlet.
The workshop, which forms part of a series of sessions held throughout the CARICOM, was organized by the Grenada Employers Federation GEF in collaboration with the Caribbean Employers Federation CEF and the International Labour Organization ILO. Delivering remarks at the opening ceremony, Minister for Labour, Economic Development, Trade and Planning, Honorable Oliver Joseph, stressed the importance of social dialogue, saying for it to be meaningful, there must be strong worker-employer organization, political will, respect and appropriate institutional support. He explained how it has been working for Grenada and how it is a model for the region.
So he invited the trade unions, the churches, the labor movement, the NGOs, all the sectors around the table and said, let us dialogue on how we can change the way the economy is going, because the economy was in decline and we had to take measures to restore it and take the measures quickly. But we could not do it on our own because we need buy-in, we need support. We need for all to come on board and say, let us work for Grenada. And they all responded. This model has been recommended by the World Bank and the IMF to other small island developing states going forward. A model of bringing trade union, employers, churches. And when I go to meetings, and I speak about it, ministers always come up to me and say, well, I don't think in my country you could get the trade union and the churches and the labor to sit around the table because the differences are so far apart. The key thing is to get the parties to agree on what is the outcome before you start.
Senior Specialist on Employers' Activities for the ILO, Ms. Vanessa Falla, said social dialogue benefits everyone and governments play a role in setting the tone.
Government is to provide that environment that is conducive for social partners to engage and dialogue on issues of key importance. Social dialogue is good for everybody. It's good for the government, it's good for the workers, and it's good for the employers. particularly for the employers and the workers. It provides an opportunities where both social partners can inform and influence the outcome of policies. It creates a platform where the views and the perspectives and the comments of the social partners are taken into account when government develops any policy or legislation.
The workshop was held at the Grenadian by Rex Resorts. For the National Report, I am Janelle Hamlet.
The President of the Senate and members of the Senate will hold a consultation on the Grenada National Museum Bill on Friday. The bill seeks to establish the Grenada National Museum as a body corporate or corporation with a board to manage and preserve the national collection of objects, records, and other historical and cultural material that provide evidence of the history of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The board will make policy directives for the manner in which the functions of the National Museum are to be performed. Friday's consultation will be held at the Ministry of Finance Conference Room from 10 a.m. And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson, Cornwall.